everybody, it's Honest John again. Now, as you all might know, last week YouTube demonetized its small channels. Now, it's estimated that there are well over 500 million channels on YouTube. So far, there is no estimate of how many of these channels has been demonetized, but it's a safe bet that the number is several hundred million. Just like in the real world, where the number of poor and middle class outnumber the enormously wealthy, there are far more small channels on YouTube than there are big ones. And Google, as soon as they took over YouTube, made changes in the platform that made it less interactive, less user-friendly, and much more difficult for small channels to grow. The only thing they didn't change was the YouTube Help Center, which was so bad that they couldn't possibly make it any worse. So this is a perfect example of corporate groupthink. Google makes it more difficult for channels to grow and then penalizes them for not growing fast enough. Not only that, but YouTube's problems with advertisers were not created by their small channels. They were created by their biggest and most popular channels. So Google decides to punish the small channels for what the big channels did. And they think their advertisers are going to be fooled by that. And maybe they will for a while. But eventually, those big YouTube stars are going to screw up again. And Google will have to face the wrath of their advertisers. And maybe they might figure out that Google wasn't really fixing the problem, they were just papering it over. In the meantime, Google, by demonetizing hundreds of millions of small channels, is going to experience a big cut in their advertising revenue. Let's take my channel for example. I have over 3,000 subscribers. That's small, but it's 3 times the size that YouTube required for monetization. But in a year, I only accumulate about 2,000 hours of watch time minutes, and YouTube requires 4,000. But I do get, and the reason for this is I make short videos. But I do get a little over 5,000 views per month, which is about 60,000 views per year. And now none of those views will have ads attached to them. It would have made a lot more sense for YouTube to have based its eligibility requirements on views rather than watch time minutes, but the folks at Google aren't anywhere near as smart as they think they are. Now, I'm sure that a lot of channels that YouTube demonetized are in the same situation I am. So take my 60,000 views per year and multiply that by hundreds of millions of channels. And that means that the number of videos with ads on them has been drastically decreased on YouTube, which means Google's AdSense revenue is also going to take a big hit. Advertising is a volume business, and they've cut down their volume. It's like McDonald's deciding that they're only going to sell $50 hamburgers. And here's the other thing. Google only pays out after they reach, after your advertising revenue reaches $100. And it takes a long time for small channels to reach that amount. So by advertising on small channels, YouTube generates a lot of revenue without paying for it very often. Now, my life is not going to be changed at all by losing my AdSense revenue, the few pennies that I make there. And neither are the lives of the other people who have small channels. But YouTube's corporate profits, they're going to be affected by that. So Just one suggestion. If you own Google stock, this would be a good time to sell it. Thanks for listening. Hey, thanks for watching my videos. And I want you to keep on doing that. Just not on YouTube. If you look down in the description box, you're going to see 2 new links there. One is to my Patreon page, the other one is to a site called Top Buzz. Now on Top Buzz, they're letting me monetize my video and they're not even ads on them. So I'd like you to get in the habit of watching my videos there. Or you can go to my Patreon page, and if you want to become a supporter, that would be great. If you don't, you can still watch my videos there. But for me, YouTube is no longer worth bothering with. It's just a launching pad that I use to put my videos other places on the net. So I do want you to keep on watching my videos, but not on YouTube.